What do you get when you combine stories of Japanese students, gaiju, soft porn, the gore of the Shogun Assassin, aka Lone Wolf and Cub, aspects of the Puppet Master, and the Truman Show? Well, guys, you get Blood Sea, the series, currently streaming on Hulu and Funimation. Spoilers. So Blood Sea came out when did it come out? Oh, 2011 in Japan.
Well, and we probably should clarify for people, if you haven't read it in the title already, it's Blood Sea, like Charlie.
Do you know what that means? Sea?
I have no idea. We'll talk about the Blood series in general.
Well, let's go back to, in the sense of how it started, this series. This is a sequel to Blood Plus. And
so it's actually a sequel to Blood Plus?
Yes.
And I've seen Blood Plus, and Blood Plus was... Oh, I'm going to hold my tongue about Blood Plus. Did you see Blood Plus?
I don't remember. I thought it was something else, but that was vampires.
No, that's what Blood Plus is. So
that's what I thought. Yeah, because is that an army base on that flashback?
No, that's Blood the Last Vampire was the army base.
That's what I'm thinking. It was just similar.
They had scenes that looked like they were from that OVA.
When I saw that flashback, I went and did a research, and this is a sequel to Blood Plus.
That's your written research. That's not from right?
No, that's the research on Google.
Okay.
Because this came out in 2011.
The scenes look right on from the OVA. Because in Blood Plus, I don't remember those scenes that they were showing, but they could have been.
And then there's another also Blood Sea. There's a movie.
Yes, I saw that, and that was on Amazon, but you had to purchase or rent.
The Last Dark. Excuse me, Blood Sea: The Last Dark, which came out in 2012, so it came after this. Now it's 2023. For those who have been watching our other reviews of anime and stuff like that, I've been away for a long time. I'm getting back. Last year, we've gone to some movies and some other series softly, and I was like, I was doing more to entertain Adan, because that's his love, that's his passion, I guess, or his guilty pleasure of his anime.
Not guilty. I'm absolutely in it.
But I just want to go, and I'm just trying to get back into it. But anyway, this series was very interesting, and it's 12 episodes. Pretty much every episode there's action with a gaiju. Yeah. I'm saying it right? Am I saying it right?
It's kaiju.
Yeah. But yeah, a monster, a big thing, right? Maybe it's not as big as Godzilla, but it's a demon. That's
what it is. Like kaijus are supposed to be like giant monsters. So in this sense, just say like monsters.
Okay. It was pretty good in that way, but at the same token, I was like, every episode,
it was like the monster of the week,
right? But it was just getting boring. It was kind of like cliche, like in the sense of maybe like a He-Man in the Master of the Universe story, or Power Rangers, or something like that, where it's always something. Then on around episode 9, 10, that's when I was like, oh, snap.
It ramps up hard. That was one of the things, the issues I had. Like the first couple episodes, unless there was action happening, it was losing to me. I actually fell asleep a couple times. And for everybody that watches, I actually never watched Blood Sea. I watched Blood, The Last Vampire, Blood, The Last Vampire live action, Blood Plus, and I just stopped. Angel was like texting me out of nowhere. He's like, "Yeah, I'm watching Blood Sea." I'm like, the one thing I never watched,
and which is surprising, because I'm like, me, who has not watching any anime in decades, and you, the connoisseur of anime, has not. And I was like, what? Like I was like patting myself on the shoulder. I was like, oh.
So, but here's the thing: the early episodes, when they're focusing on the students and her, I wasn't really intrigued by that. That's why I was losing me in the early episodes.
It was very boring.
And you can clearly tell things were weird. Like the dynamic between everybody, how they were all interacting, that was clearly telling.
Well,
and the story didn't really expand until around, I want to say, episode 4.
Oh, really? Because to me, it was more like episode 10, like really like the end, like to find out like who she is.
Yeah. When they get the hook and everything that came out from that, that's around 10. So you have to get like about 2/3 in before you're like, oh my God, this is why everything was so weird. This is why everything came in. Other than that, like they were hinting
Oh,
It was
here's
like so drawn out.
another, I guess, not an influence because this came out so long ago, but I saw a little of Squid Game in this as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those who have not seen this, let's see. And again, this is a sequel. That I guess what they're doing is trying to revive this character who's, I guess, had an amnesia. Like, why was she so gone? Because she's has a long history of, she's like almost immortal, if anything.
Technically, she is immortal.
There's one character who's she thinks is her not best friend, but good friend. He is actually filming her. He's watching her moves. He's doing it at television. He hired actors. He hired extras to create this world for her, to, I guess, slowly revive her, to wake her up by fighting these demons, monsters. And it was weird because, you have these monsters show up and you have bystanders just standing there. Instead of like running away and like, oh my God, they're just standing there, nonchalant, just watching the destruction happen.
Correct. And which makes sense now that we know it's
right.
all part of this game. By the way, it's all is the biggest question of nature versus nurture. That's what it is. It's like if he wipes her memory, gives her a new life, will her nature still proceed, or will the nurture override? That was the overall arc of the experiment. It was a stupid experiment for many reasons, but that was the overall arc of it.
I mean, he was just cold-blooded in a way that, okay, he had actors, right? They were like the main characters, the prime characters, and the extras. He didn't give a crap, like a rat's ass, of what happened to the extras.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So they just died. Boom, boom, boom.
They were all people that signed up and not knowing that they were signing up for their deaths.
Correct. And then with the main actors, oh, you're done with your role? Fine, I'm done with you. And like, just destroy them. Now, like I said, I have not seen that much anime recently as a series, not a movie, because movies you can punch it up a bit in a sense like rated R, stuff like this. This has one of the goriest series I've seen in anime. Ultra violent, ultra gory. It made me, even though it's anime, I was like, God damn. I was like, whoa.
And that was the thing. I was familiar with this one, even though I didn't know like it was a sequel. But I've seen clips like every now and then pop up like on YouTube and stuff like that, especially around Halloween season. And I knew it was like ultra violent. It's almost comical because like a violent scene, like someone will get like a cop will get gutted by one of the like the Scarab Samurai or the Beetle Samurai, and then all of a sudden it's like a water fountain of blood, like that scene from Kill Bill. Where
right, well, that's why I compared it to the Shogun Assassin, or AKA the Lone Wolf and Cub, because that's what happened. You get the arm slit off, and then get the arm slit off. Person's running around with blood gushing and all that stuff, and especially in the last one when she fights her father.
Oh yeah.
Not her her real father, but
adopted father, I guess.
Yeah, and he cuts. When she, cuts his arms off, and then he's walking, and while he's walking, is just blood just gushing out. That's definitely Kill Bill, like you said, right? Yeah. And Shogun Assassin. Also, Puppet Master, I refer that to because there's a guy pulling the strings.
Sure.
He's running the show. And also as Truman Show as well, because it's being recorded. There's cameras all over the place. I think, I'm not mistaken, if it is being aired anywhere or is just using it for...
He's just using it for
data.
They explained
because I couldn't remember. Yeah, I couldn't remember. And then I did say a soft porn because episode 11, I want to say, is like she's being felt up by the teacher.
That was the most random thing too.
It did. I was like, okay, and
yeah,
that made me feel a little
the teacher
weird.
/ nurse, like you're doing dual jobs, lady. I gotta bring up this point because I was watching the show and it was bothering me. She's supposed to be like the superhero of the show, right?
Oh, don't tell me. Okay, before you go, let me see if I match it. She just stood there a whole lot watching people die.
She is the worst.
She's the worst hero ever.
Absolutely,
I'm like,
the worst.
Oh, the episode, I think it's episode 9, the school.
Not even way before that. The baker.
Yeah, that. I was just like, she just stood there and just stood there. I was like, no, I must stop you. But then you say that, but you're not doing anything while the person is killing.
The attack on her school with her classmates stood there.
That was the most violent episode, in my opinion, because just students were just being decimated
I literally
everywhere.
the very first entrance of the monster, killing her classmates, and then she goes and draws a sword, and I'm like, and at this point, I already dawned on me that like this girl just pretty much stands aside and watches them die before anything else happens, before she even triggers anything. I'm like, if she does not save anybody, is this going to turn into a bloodbath? And it goes to credits, and then Hulu gives you that like an intro scene, like just a snip, like a scene snip.
I didn't get that.
Oh, it does.
I just when the credits go, I just go right to the next episode. So I don't wait for anything.
I was just sitting there, and it goes up next episode, and it shows the one scene of her like on the ground and a wall covered in blood. I'm like, they all die.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you would think after the first student or friend, what have you, gets killed, she'll react right away. But no, she just stands there and just allows her friends, and she has the weapon in her hand. Like, right, if I can understand, if she doesn't have a weapon.
She watched the baker go into the train. She didn't stop that. She knew the train was messed up. She watched him go into the train. Then there was the three guys fishing. Then there was her one of her best friends, which I don't even know how they pulled it off. They were like, "It's a magic talisman to fake their deaths." I'm like, "Bro, that looked really real."
Which one? Because I think she had the lady.
No,
the two guys.
No, Nate,
the twins.
The twins.
Nini, no.
Yeah.
And then you have I can't remember the girl who was the only actor left.
Nico, I think it's
right.
Nico. And
and then everyone that tried to help, like try to be on her side just a little bit, got shot down. Like that guy with the glasses.
Yeah, it made no sense on that too. He's like, I think I started caring for you. I'm like, bro,
oh my God.
That was the biggest unrequited love I've ever seen. You were playing a part, and she didn't even recognize you.
Talking about glasses, this girl, please, I mean, I don't wear glasses, but if I do wear glasses, I want her frame because she'll get kicked, thrown, slammed. The glasses stay perfectly on there. Yes, I know this is animation, but at the same token, you would think the glasses will bend or crack, the lens will crack. I mean, she fell on her face almost every episode.
First episode, she fell on her face.
Yeah, and the glasses there, like no problem.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And before we found out who she is, I always thought, like, why is her father putting her in danger openly in the sense like, you must do this? And then when she's fighting it, like when they visit her household and he just stands there, and I'm like, why aren't you help? I mean, granted, we find out later. It's like the big reveal. It's like Unusual Suspects in a way. Like you find out who is the real baddie,
who's
behind it, or who's behind the curtain, like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
things of that nature. But at the same token, you're like, as a viewer, until that reveal, you're getting frustrated. Like, why is a father not helping? Why is he purposely putting her in danger when he can be beside her or do it himself?
And I mean, they show that he's being controlled himself. But
no, of course, yeah.
It's like it's one of those things, like the most convoluted experiment and plot, which had no results whatsoever. Like he's like, this bears results. I'm like, no, man, you didn't bear. You made an experiment just to slaughter people. That's what you did.
Just for his guilty pleasure, I guess, is
exactly
sadistic side.
Like he didn't need to kill the entire village of the people.
No, but holy crap. Yeah.
They made a people smoothie. Like,
oh my God. I was wondering what was going on. Yeah, the last kaiju, where the multi-personality one.
It was
not multi-personality.
It was like the multiple man.
Yes. And then he's putting the one of them is putting into his sleeve, his arm, and then
another one makes up like a blender out of his hands.
Yeah, oh my God, this is just so freaking violent. Like
they made people kebabs.
Yes, kebabs. One did a crab to the twin.
Yes, it's pulled them apart like
right. The other one just got slammed. Oh, that was the other kaiju, the one with the arms for horns.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just grab the twin. Yeah, he just slammed her like repeatedly. He did the Hulk from the Avengers slam on Loki. And that was disturbing, in my opinion, because you hear her scream, and then when she gets slammed, she screams no more.
Or the one that was like that got split, like you were talking about. She's like, "Oh, it hurts, it hurts." And then
right. She's like, yeah. Oh, I was like, that can.
Although, like you said, thinking back, the school was the most bloodiest It was up there with the end scene.
Because I think the whole episode was just carnage from beginning to end. It was like nonstop carnage. Now, if I were to see this again, I wonder if there would be hints thrown in the beginning that we don't, that we ignored the first viewing, but has been there the whole time.
Did suspect things were off. Like I said, like the dynamic between the students, they didn't seem normal. The school uniform, I gave that a pass because I was like, it's anime. I'm familiar with the Blood series, so I assumed that the little cubes were like blood or something, or the coffee, like coffee,
or in the coffee.
Yeah,
like he put something in there, right? Because she didn't really eat, and she was malnourished. One of them, the one with the
hair
vertebrae. Yeah, the hair and vertebrae. Yeah. And I mean, I would have liked, since these actors that we saw get killed, but they didn't, or they weren't killed, I would just maybe have liked to see some of the explanation of how that was done.
Yeah. Well, no, how they survived?
Right, because we see them get killed.
They said it was a talisman, but that it really doesn't explain things. That sounded like a cop out for the story.
Right, because like the talisman, so we see them get killed, but they don't get killed. So our imagination. So does the talisman,
like maybe they substituted the bodies at one point?
Well, no. What I'm saying is like the talisman gives an illusion that they're being killed, even though they're not. So like it gives off some kind of, I don't know, a better word. It's just an illusion. Is the best word I can think of, is where the audience, or for her, as we're being her viewing this.
Well, I mean, thinking back to it, like you really don't see their bodies get mangled. You see the aftermath. Like when the first one dies.
Some did, but I thought I saw the twins get killed.
No, like thinking back, like when the first one that lost a head, right? Seiya got knocked over, and she was like in her dojo, and so that she wasn't looking, and then she turns back to look, and then she sees Nono head. Is it Nono or Nene? One of them is in the mouth of the creature,
right?
So she doesn't see the creature actually bite down. The one with the shadow, she was inside the shadow, and the shadow exploded, and all she sees is the feet. Niku, she comes out, Niku gets attacked, and she's in the rubble, and she comes out, and Niku's already got a hole in her. She doesn't see the actual piercing.
Oh, okay.
And the same thing with the shadow, with the hair, same effect. So, I mean, it could have been an illusionary thing, and they said, like, get the extras, and they throw in a body right there.
Well, with the guy with the glasses, we don't see him.
Oh, no, he definitely got shot. He definitely died.
No, not there, but he was in the stairway when he threw the fire extinguisher to save her. And then you hear a big slam, a big loud noise. Then you see her come out onto the rooftop alone. So we're thinking that he got killed. But you're right. We don't see him die.
So the classic, that rule of thumb, like if you don't see him die on camera.
Exactly. And again, I was entertained. I was watching. I was like, wow, the action itself was really good.
Yeah.
Gruesome, violent, yes. But then when, the action, the fighting, especially with her and her father, so to speak, that was a really good fight. Like when she was fighting that gaiju at the school, that was pretty interesting too. Oh, and also how she took out the beast in episode 11, the one with the arms as horns.
Yeah, the final episode where she could tell which one was the main beast. Also, and that was her powers.
Like like it went to another level.
Yeah, well, it went to her original state. Like she was always handicapped. So that's why she was always malnourished and handicapped. Thinking back to Blood Plus still throws me off because Blood Plus, her biggest thing is like she would use her blood. She had a special sword where she'll like
cut herself,
and it would infuse it into the blade. And the blood was what she used to kill the other creatures. And it was like faux vampires or something like that. These type of creatures are totally different. Tell me if this doesn't sound right. It felt like they took Blood the Last Vampire, mixed it with Vampire Princess Mew. Because you remember that old school?
Yeah, that's an old one. And maybe, in the sense like, I won't know because I have not seen the movie that follows this, or if there's another season of this. So I don't know, but they could have. But yeah, Princess Mayu could have been maybe like an ancestor of her, because she's like, wasn't she like really in the I don't know. Her,
But she was a
from what I
vampire.
remember,
She went through the centuries and she lived anyways.
right? But I
But
don't know. But maybe
I would definitely say like you probably need to see blood. We both probably need to see Blood Plus because I'm like this. I'm kind of surprised.
Well, I will maybe, but maybe not. Depends on how many seasons or episodes. I would
It's only
definitely
one
see
season.
the movie,
Yeah,
The Last Dark.
we will have to rent it.
But I'll have to say, like, there was a lot of with the violence and stuff like that. Very adult. Yeah, this is definitely not for kids. If you haven't realized that by now,
Yeah.
for those who are listening and watching, very shocking moments, even though it is anime. Especially when she's about to make her final strike on the guy, the mastermind of all what happened. He shoots her dead in her face, and you see like the half her brain or head blows off.
Oh,
and
it
you're like,
clearly gives a hole. Yeah.
oh no, yeah. And then she covers it with a scarf or a headband.
Tell she's gonna heal that up because like
Yeah,
she also
so I
had
think so.
holes and decay on her body, and that all healed up.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was wondering, because she'll fight certain gaijus and she'd get cut, sliced, acid thrown on her, and then she wakes up all like healed and no scars. Do you remember from watching Blood Plus that dog character? Was he in it?
No, I don't remember him. No.
Okay, because he was watching. He was like kind of like
Yeah, they
the
referenced
crow.
him.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he showed up a couple of times. He watched her walk away, or
Mind you,
yeah.
he did nothing.
No, I know.
He's like, once you remember, then we can address your wish and da 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 da. I'm like, bro, you're doing nothing. He's like, I must stand by your side. I'm like, you're doing.
You didn't stand. He was nowhere. He showed up. He randomly popped up like a leprechaun. He was like here and there.
He pretty much did. He's like,
yeah.
He could have like threw her a tip like, yo, this is all a trick.
No, for the reveal, I was thinking like maybe this is all in her head. Maybe she's the one that were killing the students and having these
I've seen
illusions.
like that.
You know, you make up this mind or having like a way of addressing like bipolarism or multi personalities, and you think it's someone else. Oh, I also thought of like, well, when I was I was thinking of Fight Club too, multi personality, where you fall asleep and your other personality comes up, or splits. So that's what I was thinking before realizing or knowing the real story behind all this.
I mean, it kind of is like split in the sense that, like, when she's fighting, she'll go into an alternate personality aspect.
True,
but that was just her repressed memories coming back, and then they would.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like Winter Soldier. Like they will brainwash her to go back to like the baseline, and then and because they commented about that, like, and then as she fights, she'll start remembering, and then when she comes, that's why they tell her when you kill the monster, come back. And like you hear the father tell her, like, you remember, kill the monster, come back here, and she would, and like a drone.
The one that really got my attention in the sense of like I was being entertained with all the action, all the stuff, but when the twins came back and the doctor or the teacher came back and they're making fun of her and explaining to her that her slowly, I was like, oh man, okay, here's the reveal, here's what's going on. Here's the real story.
Well, truthfully, like that was also the best dialogue amongst the entirety of the series, because like most of the series, the dialogue just felt disjointed, like a poorly written script. Knowing now what we know, yes, everything was an experiment, and they all had their own stories and scripts. So that doesn't mean the guy behind everything was a good playwright. So he wrote out this poorly written script for everybody. Now when the script is no longer required, everybody's talking naturally, they're flowing, and then yes, the dialogue sounds so much better. From a series that was 12 years old, 2011, it still holds up. It's done very well. Yeah, the animation may be a little dated in that aspect, but it was still good. Action done very well, or captured very well. On IMDb, this is ranked at a 10, 6.2. On my anime list is ranked 6.5 out of 10. On AniList is 61%. 89% of Google users, I would say 85 myself. It's definitely worth the watch, I believe. I think it's worth the watch. For people who don't like anime, I don't think you have to. Yeah. You can like this. If you like violence, if you like girls kicking ass, if you like this, and we know someone like that. If you like a twist in the story, this is like right up your alley. Is there anything else? I mean, I would put it, personally, I would put it around 75.
Oh, that low.
Well, it wouldn't. I'm just more critical about my anime, and which is weird because I accept a lot of anime, but I would say worth the watch for all the same reasons that you would say. If you're not an anime person, this is not your intro. This is not the intro to anime.
Yeah, there's so many other ones, but I mean, I
would say if this was a Halloween time, different story. That's a good bloody show.
No, it's very gory, very bloody, very violent. Some of the violence is just like, that's just mean. Like, who hurt you when you created the scene? Like,
yeah, it's definitely like they all play with their food. Absolutely. Yeah. There's not one that just like, I just need to eat.
Well, they did eat.
Yeah, but they all like played with it. Some more than others.
Especially those last ones, the multi thing at the end.
Well,
the white one,
the birds and the frogs. They were like they were slapping 3 guys and chasing them around. But we can go into it.
But I think that was like more in a sense, maybe to see what she would do.
Yeah.
Even though she knew jack shit. She just stood there.
Now that I think about it, because the guy is controlling them, he probably made them play with them even more.
Yeah, he probably did. Just to, maybe to eke her on, or to egg her on, excuse me.
Yeah.
To egg her on to see how she would react. Like,
how she would react after about 5 minutes.
Or 10 people die, yes. After 10 people die to 20, then she'll react. That was the only thing that really got me pissed off. I was like, girl, move. You're told you're supposed to be a hero. Your father sends you out to kill these kaijus. And you're just standing there, especially when you have a weapon in your hand.
She's literally saying, I promised I won't let anybody die. I protect my friends. And they're like, I'm like, girl, you just sitting there. And it's not like that she's afraid. And like people understand she was not afraid. She's just sitting there with a blanket stare. And now I should step out forward after 5 to 10 people have died. Could have literally just pushed one aside.
Right. But there's 3 kaijus after the fishermen, and they run, which I find it weird. I mean, again, I guess these are signs that something is off. Yeah. Because they run and then they just stop at a tree instead of continue running. Like for me, if I saw that, I would not stop at a tree. I would just keep going that I can't see them anymore. That's just me though. All right, guys, have you seen Bloodsea? That's currently streaming on Hulu, also Funimation, I believe. What did you think about it? Did you like it? Is it ultra violent like we think it is? Let us know. Also, if you have a series that you would like us to review, please either comment below or email us at talesthetwobros@gmail.com. Until next time, will be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm Adan.
Love you, bro.
Love you, bro.